What's going on? We are live for episode 1 of the worldwide phenomenon that everybody's about to experience here. I'm sitting in my buddy's apartment. Nick, how's it going, man?
Not too bad, man. Cody, how are you doing down there?
Shitty.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Perfect.
That's a perfect way to be spending a Saturday night.
So a little background on us. We've all been friends since. So what? Ryan and I were probably friends, and
Can we use friends as a loose term?
shut the fuck up, you idiot.
Fucking annoying
Probably
little
third
bastard.
grade. So Ryan and I have probably been friends. How old have we been in third grade? Probably.
How long have we been in third grade?
How
That's
old?
not what I said.
Listen, Katie.
Like 12, 11, 12.
11.
So we've probably been friends for 15 years now.
Not me though.
Oh, sure not you. Cody Krenz and I over here, we've been friends for probably, I don't know, we hated each other for a while, but it's all cool now, kind of.
As Nick's feet are on Cody and
Yeah, my foot's on his dick now, but it's all cool. No homo.
it's not. Your
And-
calf is.
Yeah, it's all cool. So yeah, we've all been friends for a pretty long time now, and Ryan and I have been a little bit closer than Cody because Cody just doesn't like to travel to go see my buddy Ryan.
Don't
Which
get
he
invites.
lives
Don't
about
get
3 hours
invites.
away, and I live
Yeah.
about 3 hours away from both of them also. But Ryan and I, back when I used to live back in my hometown, and I believe Ryan was visiting from the place that he lived, which again was about 3 hours away. We decided to go to a party. We were underage, allegedly. We were around 19 or 20. We went to a party.
I thought you didn't drink underage.
It's allegedly. I'm not really sure what the age
It was never proven in the court of law.
Yeah, it was never quite proven because nobody really knows how old we were, but allegedly we were underage. But
Allegedly.
we heard about this party. It was kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so we were like, okay, this will be cool. And it was with a bunch of older people. Older people is the best way to describe it. We were there for a little bit. It was out in the garage. We were all just hanging out, listening to some music.
Eye rolls.
Whatever was playing back in the day. It was what? Oh, no, it wasn't even. It was like 2012, 2013. So like
Yep.
It'd have been
fucking John
2013.
Wall. We were probably hitting the John Wall in the garage.
Yep.
And we're in there, and all of a sudden we see Deputy Dipshit walk in with his we see him walk in with his big bucket hat, and he's like, "Everybody freeze!" And some guy yells out in the party what everybody's thinking. He's like, "Dude, this is private property. You can't be in here." And he yells back. He's like, "No, this is actually the park ranger's house. So this is actually county land." And we're like, "Shit, this kind of sucks." So he lines up everybody on the garage, on the garage door. People are doing everything they can to try to get out of this breathalyzer that this guy is making everybody do, so he can single-handedly write up everybody for underage drinking tickets. So yeah, we're sitting there sucking on pennies. We're doing just whatever you can think of to get out of this breathalyzer to try to fuck it up. So while we're sitting there waiting, my brilliant ass, I'm looking at the garage door, and I look at this red tripwire hanging down from the garage motor, and I look over to my buddy Ryan, who's I'm not sure if he's sleeping still yet or not.
He's asleep.
But,
I'm awake.
and I look over at him, I'm like, if I pull this thing, I'm going to need somebody to rip up on this garage door so we can get the fuck out of here. So we choreographed this to where as soon as I get this tripwire down, I got 3 people ripping this garage door open and we're running. So we count down, I pull it, we lift the garage door, and I think out of probably 40, no, there was probably 20 to 30 people in the garage. There was only 3 or 4. There was 4 of us who ran. Ryan and I being 2 of us, allegedly. And we ran. the 4 of us ran. 2 of them got caught. The other 2 of us were running through the woods. I think we calculated it. It was probably about 3 miles.
Yep.
And we'll have to mention that we lost our shoe. We lost our shoes right as we got out of the garage. So we're running barefoot through the woods in March. And March in Iowa is about 30 to 40 degrees at night, if you're being generous. Yeah, maybe even, maybe 20. Again, it's March, so you can't really predict how cold it is. But we're running through here.
And 20 the next.
We shut our phones off. We pulled the batteries out because we're super paranoid. I guess whatever beer we were drinking had weed in it because we were paranoid as shit. And we finally come to a road after running 2 to 3 miles. And we call my buddy's dad over here, and we're like, dude, you need to come pick us up. And luckily he was a trooper and he came and got us. And as soon as we get in the car, we don't even care what he has to say. But the first thing he says is, you guys smell like shit. First thing. We're like,
Yep.
dude, I don't even care what you have to say. I'm just glad you're here.
Didn't you guys go back the next day and get your shoes?
Sure did.
Yeah, so we were covered in mud from running, March. The ground is still thawing out and it was still pretty wet. And, we lost our shoes right away. The best part of that whole situation was when we ran by the cop cars as we took off out of the garage. They had their windows down, and all I could hear on the radios was, "We got runners. We got runners." And as I sprinted by their cars, that was probably my proudest moment.
Highlight of my life.
Highlight of my life right there was hearing that over the radios. And then, we ended up getting back safe. And going back the next day, I found out one of the 4 of us, one of them that got caught, I think he was hiding underneath my truck that was parked out there, and then the other one was caught in the bathroom.
So the moral of the story is, if you're running from the cops, keep running.
Yeah, don't
hide.
Don't hide under Ryan's truck.
Don't hide less than a quarter mile where you ran from.
So, you just left your truck
Dum-dums?
there and just came back for it?
Yeah.
And, they didn't, ever,
No, there was a cop still circling around the property in the morning when we came back, and I just got in my truck and drove away. No.
At that point, they really can't do anything. They can't prove that you were there during the fight or during the drinking.
They can now.
What's that on your neck?
No, now it's isn't there a statute of limitations or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel
so.
like there's a statute of limitations of
I
couple
hope so,
years.
because if any of those cops are listening to this
they're going to
podcast,
everyone's
Yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully
so-
Deputy Dipshit isn't listening.
they're gonna be really pissed when they find
he's
out it
been
was
losing
us.
sleep all of his life because of you guys, because those the ones that got away.
So we're not gonna have a video for episode 1, just audio only. Kind of get in the groove of the podcast situation here, but kind of lay out the picture for everybody. We're sitting in a room with a computer, some background music, and a lot of drinks going on. Just finished up a lot of blackjack, which we made into a drinking game, which I still feel has been pretty one-sided as far as the drinks go, but we made it through.
Yeah, I drank way too much involving that. You guys really haven't drank too much, I don't think.
Yeah, that's exactly. Judging by Nick's face right now, that's exactly what happens.
You had 3 drinks today total,
Yeah, that's way too much.
and then you're drinking another mixed drink right here with no ice. What kind of psychopath has a mixed drink with no ice?
It's cold. That's all that really matters, isn't it? I don't know.
It doesn't look cold.
Do you want?
No, I'm good.
All right.
I'm not trying to drink that after your herpes ass mouth been on that.
All right.
We've already resorted to personal insults about 30 seconds into this.
This is normally when I just leave the party. I'm out. Not even talking to you guys for
Yeah.
the rest of the night.
That's where Cody gets butt hurt and just quits talking to everyone. Says, I'm not in the mood.
I guess my biggest thing is like, so we're sitting in a room, 4 people here, and 2 people are drinking mixed drinks with ice, and 2 are drinking without ice. So I'm kind of confused. I mean, usually with a mixed drink, you're drinking it with ice.
Well, that's partly because I had Cody top mine off and didn't leave enough room for ice.
So are you saying you usually prefer your mixed drinks with ice?
No, generally when I drink my whiskey, I just drink the whiskey.
Well, I'm not talking about just straight whiskey. I'm talking mixed drinks.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I don't know. A little bit of ice in it's not bad.
You're also talking to a guy that drinks beer warm.
It's true. Yeah, that is true. And he
And
drinks
also-
Keystone Light. He's got no taste in life.
Yep. Nice warm Keystone Light. Perfect.
Does it ever worry you that you drink Keystone Light and you go to bars and like literally none of them have Keystone Light?
I found one this weekend that did, and I was pretty jacked about it. You guys remember that? What was the name of that bar, Nick? That country bar we were at. That guy, the bartender was wearing the Toppling Goliath shirt.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was
Shotgun
all-
Betty's.
Shotgun Betty's. Yeah, he was all jacked up that I had got a Keystone. And, yeah, it tasted like they haven't moved that product in quite a while.
Probably been sitting on the shelf for about 2 years now.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it probably has, but let's get real. I mean, Keystone is so shitty that you probably wouldn't realize if it was fresh or if it had been sitting on the fucking shelf for 2 years here.
Okay, let's put it out there for everyone to hear. All right, Keystone is literally the same thing as Coors Light, except you're paying $1 more for the mountains to be standing straight up and down on the can. That's it.
And you're paying for Keystone Light, you're paying $1 less to shit your brains out the next day. Also,
That only happened once.
Yeah,
You
only
realize no
once,
one
huh?
likes Coors Light either, right?
Well, you know, I started out the first time I ever had Coors Light, I actually really did hate it, and then it became an acquired taste. Now, if you ask my boss that I work with, he says, you know, dog shit is also an acquired taste, but it doesn't mean you have to like it. So, I mean, that's what he kind of compares beer to.
yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, Coors Light's obviously number one. Coors Banquet, also delicious. Keystone's right there.
I think Bud Light Platinums are probably the only thing that I've ever drank that, like, the first time I tasted it was like, okay, this isn't bad. Besides that, every beer is an acquired taste.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah,
it
is.
It took me forever to even get on the beer train.
Mm-hmm.
But once I finally did, I'm like, shit, that's all I'm gonna drink. But I'm not gonna drink Keystone though. I mean,
Yeah, if there's other options out there.
Yeah, I do have standards, so I'm not drinking Keystone.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, most of the people that, if you say my first beer that I liked was Michelob Golden, a lot of people don't know what that is. Like, that's an Iowa, Minnesota kind of beer. A lot of people around here drink that.
I live in Iowa and I couldn't tell you what Michelob Golden was.
It's a delicious beer for one, especially when you compare that to Busch Light, which seems to be.
Isn't it like, doesn't it have like half the calories or even like Michelob? Like,
No, that's.
you're thinking of Michelob Ultra, all right?
Yeah, that's
Don't get
Ultra.
it twisted.
Yeah.
All right, so Ryan, what was the first beer you got hooked on? So I mean, everybody when they start drinking beer, they're like, this shit sucks. So what is the first beer that you're like, okay, I can get down with this?
Probably either Michelob Golden or honestly Miller Lite. I remember drinking a Miller Lite and thinking this isn't bad. I can get around to this. Right after all that though, I got on that Bud Light train. I still kind of go there.
Yikes.
Bud Light's always a safe bet. Everyone has it.
Yeah.
It's good. Like, that's
I don't know about it's
always a
good.
safe bet.
Everybody pulls up that Bud Light. They're like, yeah, I know it's gonna taste like shit, but I'll drink it.
No, I was on the Bud Light train for quite a while after that. That's kind of when the Platinum started coming out too and getting popular. We kind of talked about it earlier, the Bud Light Platinum and then the Black Crown by Budweiser. was all becoming popular. But yeah, I don't know which one my actual first beer love was.
The crack in Ryan's voice in that sentence right there. I just ripped a fart. So it's just, we're just gonna be straight up and honest with you right now. I mean, that's what it was.
I don't know if you muted your mic or not, or if you let everyone hear that, but I couldn't tell, so I just had to laugh. I was hoping you muted the mic, but at the same time, I thought, nah, he never did. He never did.
Things happen.
Wasn't even a second thought. He just didn't mute it. Just.
So, I mean, moving right along, Cody. I mean, what beer did you start drinking? Don't tell me it was Bud Light, because that shit sucks.
I told you, Bud Light Platinums.
Okay, all right.
They were.
All right.
He says in your hot tub.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, speaking of drinking, this is something we haven't talked about in a long time, and sorry, Cody, you won't really get to relate because you don't ever visit me, but
Yeah, no shit.
do you
I don't
remember
like
Ryan's Party Club?
Oh, hell yeah.
Remember I had those cards that the people would hand out in Vegas, and they like slap them together,
Yeah, you had that chick with the tits on your
and I would sign them and say Ryan's Party Club, and then hand them out to people at the parties.
Yeah. I
We were
remember.
18, allegedly.
We had allegedly. Yeah, we were out in Vegas for a wrestling tournament once, and we literally, so we were out there for 10 days. We had a bet. Each person threw down $20, had a bet to see who was the person that could come back with the most cards before the end of the week.
Yeah.
Dude, we had thousands.
Yeah.
Why don't you go into a little bit of detail of like what goes on in Vegas about like the escorts and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. You just walk down the street of Vegas and they have these escorts and they have people handing out their cards with the phone numbers on them, and it's literally just a picture of, it's like a baseball card size, and they got pictures of, I would say, naked or pretty close to.
It's like
females.
It's like tits hanging out with like stars over the nipples.
Yeah, because
That's
you can't be
exactly.
handing out actual pornography. So they covered just enough.
For people who don't know what escorts are, they're glorified strippers, prostitutes, you know, stuff like that. Anyway,
And you don't even
Allegedly.
know like if the number if the numbers are like real or if it's like some weird guy on the other end of the phone. Like, you don't trust these cards at all, but you take them because that's just something when you're walking down the strip of Vegas, that's what you do. I mean, there's so many people.
Yeah, it's almost like they pretty much just shove them in your face, and you're like, okay, like I have to take it. Like,
It's literally like when you walk down the middle of a mall and they're trying to like sell you crap that you don't want. Like, if any of you are out there listening and you're trying to shine my shoes for me or curl my hair or fix my cell phone, I don't need that.
just stop.
I don't want it. Stop harassing me. Like, if I don't make eye contact with you, I don't want your service. That's exactly what it is. And that goes for if I'm shopping in your store. Like Buckle, I go in there and I'm just harassed.
You shop at Buckle?
hey,
Nonstop.
hey, Zoomies.
Zoomies?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Don't walk into Zoomies with a pair of Supras on because you won't leave without another pair. Every time. Every time.
Yeah, I walked in there because we used to have the sky top threes or something like that. I had mine on, and I walked in there, and I walked out with. That was when they like were just converting to like the athletic ones too. So I walked out with a new pair of like sky top threes or something similar to it, and a pair of athletic ones. I was like, well, I
Like,
guess now
you
we're-
wonder, are these people genuinely nice, or do they really get paid by commission on how much they sell you? Because
Oh no, they get commission, dude.
oh my
100% commission. I mean, these guys aren't just like coming up to you like they don't want to be friends with you. They're just trying to sell
They don't
shit
care.
to you.
They don't care. They're working in a mall, dude. They don't care about you.
As soon as they see you walk in, they're like, "Oh, God
It's-
damn this bitch ass," and then they're just like, "Hey, what's up, bro?"
It's literally every time I go into Buckle, and I won't even need to buy anything, but I'll go in there, and like, I swear the chick wants to date me by the time I'm done shopping because like she sold me so many clothes and was so nice. But yeah,
They
I'm
compliment
trying
you the whole time.
Yeah,
Like,
you
that
know
shirt
what?
looks
You
so
know what?
good on you.
Here's
Super
the
cute.
thing.
Like,
Why do bitches when they're in sales? Why do they think they can just take them being bitches and just think that like just because they're girls they can sell you stuff. Like they sell you stuff based on like being sexual towards you. Like saying hey and stuff, you know? like
Yeah, it's real
up?
sexual.
I see you giving me attention. All right, I'll buy $500 worth of stuff. Whatever. Stop begging me.
That happens every time.
Every time.
Every time. Every time.
Yeah, I think it just. I mean, blaming. You could put the blame on them, but you got to put the blame on us too. I mean, we fall for it.
I'm not even going with that because I will not admit that.
Yeah,
I am not at
We don't
fault.
have to admit it, but we know you've been there. We know you've done it.
Yeah. That's what it is every time. It's my fault, but I will never admit it. I'll never admit it. Like, oh, a female giving me attention? This is awesome. Then I'm just pulling out the paycheck, you know, spending it.
You like walk out of the store, immediate regret. You're
Yep.
like, oh, now I got 4 bags I gotta carry home. And, like,
You walk in and Brad's over there. He's like, "Hey man, can I help you out with anything?" And you're like, "Nah, man, I'm just looking." And then you got
And Stacy comes over.
Yeah, you got Stacy coming over, being like, "Hey, can I help you out with anything?" Hey, like, what's your most expensive thing in the store here?
That's every
It's like
time.
you gotta like walk back by there to make sure she's not working to like return it all a week and a half later.
I've done that too. Yeah, like
I've never actually brought it back, but I've thought about it. I have.
Oh, I've done that too.
I mean, I guess that brings us to our next question here. So, our boy Ryan over here, he bought a car last week, all right, for a trip down
he
here
didn't.
to Des Moines. So he lives about 3 hours away. He bought this car. He drove here. He was here for about 3 or 4 days. Then he drove back, and he returned the car within 3 or 4 days. So I guess I'm wondering. I mean, he was out no money in this transaction. He didn't even fill up the tank when he brought it back. So I mean, my question is, how hot was the chick who sold you this car?
He was 27-year-old. His name was Steve.
No, his name was Brandon.
You gay, bro?
Brandon.
His name was Brandon. You know, we went on the test drive together, and he did a real good job selling me, because when I got there, I told him I was looking at your guys' website. I saw you had a lot of nice cars. I'm looking at buying a car, and I just wanted to see him in person rather than the website. He says, "All right, well, I narrowed it down to 2. Get in it. First one I choose, older model, 2016, and it's got the premium sound package, the whole works. Like, and obviously he knows that's what I'm into. Leather seats, all that." I said, "Well, your 2018 over there is about the same price. Why don't I look at that?" He goes, "Oh, you're not gonna like that." And turns out I didn't, because it was a lower package and didn't have the leather seats or the premium sound or nothing. So I ended up going with the 2016. And yeah, as soon as I drove out of there to come to Des Moines, I instantly regretted the transaction I made. Like, the guy was super cool. Everyone I dealt with at the dealership was amazing, and obviously they were, because they were selling me a car. But super cool. And they made the mistake of telling me we have a 5-day like it or return it policy. So I instantly took advantage of that. I mean, you two know, and everyone else will soon find out. I mean, I have commitment issues. Cody loves it when I say that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So as soon as he said you got 5 days, I knew it was done at that point. But he filled the tank for me, sent me down the road, and made it here and drove it back a few days later and returned it. Gas tank was about a quarter of a tank, and cost me nothing.
So that's the question. So like, I've never been a like, I guess like someone that buys off of like just impulse. So what? I guess like what runs through your head when you're buying off impulse? Like what do you like?
Okay.
What is it? I gotta.
Here's what I'll answer for him. It's like, hey, fuck it.
I know him better than he knows himself. So
Usually some drinks are in the mixture here.
Yep.
You know,
With
he's
Ryan?
drinking Keystone Light. I mean, that's already the problem here. And he's just like, fuck it. Here it goes.
So the car buying experience is a lot worse for impulse buying. It actually makes me sick to my stomach. It always has, no matter what vehicle I'm buying. I get this weird gut feeling like I'm making a mistake, and generally I am. But what I had been debating on was I was looking at buying a new truck, and I just thought, the truck I have now is nice, a little old, but well taken care of. So why spend twice as much when I could get a car better on gas, drive it when the weather's nice, and I'll have my truck for the wintertime. Obviously, Northeast Iowa is terrible, just terrible winters. It was snowing today. Like last Saturday, it was 83 degrees, and this Saturday, we got 6 to 8 inches of snow. So, I decided to go the car route, and when I did that, I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna go get a car, save on gas, and just be done with this whole deal. Really, I thought at first I was impulse buying, but like I said, once they told me the 5-day likely to return it, I knew what my decision was already, that I was going to drive it for a few days and just take it back.
You rent a car for the weekend.
Pretty much. Literally cost me nothing. And I came down here and hung out, went to a few shows, and took it back and didn't have to pay a dime.
So like how long? Like was it literally like off the lot? You're like, I don't want this car anymore.
It was while I was signing the paperwork saying that I was going to take possession of the car. You
didn't even make it to the car to get off the lot.
Nope. I was literally laughing at them as I walked out the door, like they're going to regret this instantly.
What? Like at that point, we were just like, all right, I'm taking it for the joyride for the week.
Pretty much. My biggest fear, honestly, was something happening to the car in those few days. It was pouring down rain by the time I got out of town, and then you get to a city the size of Des Moines, and a lot of traffic. I was hoping nobody would run into me, or like when I was leaving town through construction out there, catching a rock chip or something like that. But once I got out on the road and in the open there, I knew it was going back, and I was done. I was in the clear. But if something would have happened to it, yeah, I would have been stuck with it.
So if something happened to it in that like 5-day period or whatever, and you returned it, like do you just pay for whatever happened, or like you're just like stuck with the car? They're just like, no, we're not taking.
They didn't really go over that too much. I think what happens is the majority of the people that buy a car literally buy the car because they know they want to, not just take it for a test drive for a few days and then bring it back. So I doubt their 5-day return policy really backstabs them at all, but in this case it did. I don't know, something like
backstabbing.
Well, with the wrong intentions. I mean, I feel like like a rock chip or something, you could probably just fix the windshield and pay for it. They'd let it go. But I mean, if I had been T-boned or something, I would have been really screwed. Right?
Yeah, it confuses me that you can just return a car after 5 days. Like, I don't know.
They literally.
I feel like that's a purchase. Like, do a lot of people impulse buy cars?
No, they seemed pretty surprised when I walked back in there and told them I wanted to bring it back. I tried to schmooze them over and say, it was a great car and that they were great to work with. I just wasn't interested. So they weren't too bad to deal with, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think that they really were. They weren't expecting it at all, and for me, it was like whatever. I'm getting out of a terrible decision I made, so I didn't care.
I mean, at least you got out of it, man. I mean, you should have just bought a truck to begin with. I mean, you live in Iowa. I mean, you live in northern Iowa, actually. I mean, it's snowing there.
Actually,
everybody else around the country thinks it snows in Iowa 11 out of the 12 months. So I mean, you should have just bought a truck, bro.
When you were in California, wasn't there a guy that didn't even know that Iowa was even a state?
Yeah, I mean, so it really surprised me when I was doing a lot of traveling for this company that I work for. When I was in California, I mean, a lot of people just didn't get out of the state. I mean, California's a huge state, as a lot of people know, but I mean, when you get into the state, and especially like to the coast, a lot of people just don't get out, and their geography isn't so great. So when I told them I'm from Iowa, they're like, "What is that? Is that a state? Like Iowa? You mean Ohio? No, I mean, bro, I mean Iowa.
Like
it's a state."
Well, that's what confuses me though, because like I live in Iowa, right? I know what Rhode Island is. Like Rhode Island's.
I don't know what comes from Rhode Island, but I know it's a state.
Right,
like,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's like
Pawtucket.
Yeah.
Pawtucket.
Spooner Street. That's about it.
You know what I'm saying? Like like general. Like I know the 50 states. Like I know that.
Well, that it was even my next thing. Like I was in actually it was Louisiana. It was either Louisiana or Mississippi, and we went to like sports complexes, and people were obviously playing games when we were doing what we were doing, and we would interact with people. And it was probably June or July, and some guy, him and I got to talking, and he was asking where I was from, and I told him Iowa, and he's like, Iowa, oh, it's pretty cold there, right? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, in the wintertime. I mean, he's like, well, it's probably cold right there, like it's probably cold there now, right? And I'm like, no, it's probably hotter there right now than it is here. He's like, what? I was like, dude, you need to get out a little bit more. You need to kind of figure out what's going on in life.
Well, that's the thing that I don't think people realize is like just anywhere else in the country for the most part, like the heat there is just heat. Whereas in Iowa, or I guess the Midwest, when it gets hot, like it's humid. Like you're walking through a sauna when you go outside.
Yeah, and working in a sauna. Because a lot of, Midwest is known for farming and stuff, so everybody's out there working in those hot temperatures and the cold temperatures too. The thing that I always find funny about Iowa is when I tell people I'm from Iowa, or when they ask where I'm from initially, I guess, they always say, oh yeah, I could tell because you don't have an accent. Is that true? Like the Midwest, I mean, we just don't have an accent?
Yeah, so Midwest / Iowa and like Illinois area, we are, I guess I got to be careful how I word this, are the most closely considered to proper English speaking. Of
Really?
what like the English language should be, like we speak the closest to what it's supposed to be.
The thing about Iowa, though, is it's so weird. And, like, depending where you're at in Iowa, some people have, like, a southern accent, and, like, some people have a northern accent, and then you have people like us who just have a normal, what we consider normal, accent. It's such a weird, and I don't know if it's like that in other Midwestern places, but it's such a weird thing to experience. It really is. I mean, Ryan, where you're at, you probably have a lot of people who just talk almost like they're Canadian.
Well, for a lot of it just depends if they have a dip of chewing or not, what kind of accent they have. I mean, it changes a person pretty quick. But yeah, I mean, you guys were just saying the other day, I think it was you, Nick, I was saying a lot because I hear it so much up there, like, whatever, and then I end my sentence with a. That's something that's real. I mean, we do that a lot up there, and I just catch it on from what I hear all the time. But yeah, I mean, other than for northern Iowa, Minnesota, we draw out the O's. Minnesota. My sister probably has a worse accent than I do. I generally keep mine pretty easy, but yeah, the more you're around it, the more you evolve. But around here, I mean, everybody, anytime I say I'm from Iowa, they always say they could tell because I don't have an accent. It just never made sense to me.
So, I mean, speaking of between like the northern and southern type of accent, I mean, here comes my next type of question here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Little hobbit-looking motherfucker. So I guess
we revert back to personal attacks.
here we go. So we're gonna go around the room. We have 4 people in here. We're gonna do a little poll here. So do we say soda or do we say pop?
It's definitely soda.
Pop. It's definitely a pop.
Yeah, definitely pop. So we have Katie in here, who we have not introduced yet, but she's just kind of experiencing the first ever worldwide phenomena that's happening right here in my game room.
She just lingers. I don't
It's
know.
been interesting to see her transition of mocking us for doing a podcast to now supporting the podcast and
within
helping
15
out.
minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
It's pretty great, you know.
Half a bottle of Crown Apple.
You know, I'm really excited to see everybody kind of follow this trend and just kind of get behind us, you know.
She gets half a bottle of Crown Apple in her and she's yelling, "Give me the mic! I want."
Haters are just lovers in disguise, you know. That's all it is. But
But
back to the question. All right, so Katie is our tiebreaker here, so this is a really important question to ask Katie right
We're
now.
not tied.
So yeah, she's
we've
the
asked
tie.
3
She's
people.
she's the tie. Well,
she's either the tire
she's
or
either tire or the.
the problem is.
No, there's no problem. Hold on.
No, the problem is. I say soda and I say pop.
Okay, but which one do you go with?
I feel like you say soda pop.
No, I honestly like it. It switches up.
You look
I
like you would
probably
say so.
pop more.
Okay, so Katie goes with pop more, I suppose, but she's kind of in between. So here goes the unanimous tiebreaker, I suppose. We have my dog in the room. She's the super cutest dog in the whole wide world.
Yep.
I don't care what any of you think about your dogs. This is actually the cutest dog in the world. Her name is Barley. She's a Norwegian elk hound. She's sitting here on her back right now waiting for some belly scratches, and she's going to answer the question. So, Barley, is it pop or soda?
soda.
She said pop.
Oh, there it is, guys. She said pop. It's pop. It's called pop.
That's a Minnesota thing to say soda.
Oh,
So Cody
Minnesota.
Cody right now, the little hobbit-looking fuck that I referred to earlier, is now taking a piss. He's probably sitting down because he's a woman.
Oh man, there's been so many great stories we can tell about him through the years. Well, that's. I mean, we'll talk shit while he's here too.
Man, where do we even start?
I don't know where we start. There's so many good stories. I would say, one of the few times that I can recall hanging out right after high school was when we went to the Central Michigan-Iowa game. And I just rooted for Central Michigan because Nick is a diehard Iowa Hawkeye football fan, as many of you will learn here.
Go Hawks.
So I just love being a troll. These guys know it. I go against everything that everybody else likes, and I rooted for Central Michigan just to be an asshole, and they ended up winning, if I remember right. Unbelievable.
If Iowa can do anything, it's play down to the talent of their opponents.
Yeah.
And yeah, that day they ended up fucking losing because
That was, I think it was our season opener, or at least our home opener.
it was one of their first 3 games wherever they got.
Yep.
They have their non-conference opponents where they bring them in, so it's like their first 4 games here. And they brought them in and they fucking lost because, it's the Iowa Hawkeyes, just like they lost to North Dakota State.
Yeah,
They fuck up games. I'm pretty sure the year that they lost to North Dakota State, they went on to beat Michigan. It's like,
Yeah.
what's up? Figure it out.
That's what I say. Figure it out.
Fucking figure it out.
well, I won't talk too much football,
Kobe.
but I will say this year in the draft, huh, Nick? Pretty impressive from Iowa. First round, 2 tight ends. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, record breaking right there. And I mean, with anybody who knows the Midwest at all, everybody knows that Iowa fans hate Iowa State fans. And
Why?
So what? Iowa had more first round picks just this year than Iowa State's had since 1939. I mean, what's that? That's a stat right there. That's what that is.
Oh,
Is that
no.
a fact?
That is a fact.
That is a fact.
This is Cody gonna stick up for Iowa State now because the Chicago Bears picked up the Iowa State running back, right?
No, I'm not
hold
defending-
on. Asterisk. Had to watch highlights from the guy that they picked up today.
So I'm not defending Iowa State. I'm just saying I watched the highlights from him and he looked pretty decent.
You literally just watched it a few hours ago.
Who'd Iowa State pick up again?
I don't know, like is Montgomery something? I don't know. No, he looked. I don't know. He looked decent. Well, see, that's the thing though. So what they did kind of throws me off. They traded Howard away, and they got this 3rd round pick. So they traded their running back away to get a rookie running back that hasn't proven himself in the NFL yet. That's what's really throwing me off about all of it.
Yeah, but he does look good.
Oh, are you trading? Do you want to trade like proven talent for potential though?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's always a risk. I was surprised personally that they did go with the running back, but oh,
this is awkward. What would you like us to talk about, Katie?
Well, I feel like sports is just so unrelatable to everyone. Some people, yeah, but
Here, Katie.
have we really drank that much pineapple?
Yeah, we went through half a bottle.
So our mediator is telling us that we're obviously boring, so fuck us. I mean, I guess we'll try to change the subject here.
guess this podcast thing isn't gonna work out after all.
Sips down a little bit. You're on the
we're
whiskey.
not becoming famous, huh?
I mean, yeah, I guess that's just not happening.
I guess we're not getting rich tonight.
Jeez.
Shit, my plans really took a turn for the worse.
So I plan on retiring next week. So
Yeah, I thought I'd be doing this.
Are we still doing brunch tomorrow?
only if we can go. We can do brunch if we go to. No.
You guys are getting boring.
Thanks. What's the one that we went to last time?
Jethro's.
I like Jethro's. I go get some Jethro's.
No, I think Granite City would be better.
I've never been to Granite City. I don't know.
Breakfast is good as fuck.
I just remember Jethro's. They had some mean breakfast.
Granite City has a breakfast buffet and.
You kidding me?
$7.99.
Bottomless mimosas.
Yeah. Sorry, I was checking out there because you guys were so boring.
Man, hang up and hang out.
Same, bro.
What?
So I don't know, Cody. What do you think? We
Ryan.
just tell them a little bit about last night. When in doubt, when in doubt, turn to the personal insults.
So we go.
Oh, here we go.
So just giving a broad summary. We'll hear Nick's response because I'm sure he'll have
He
one.
goes into a fucking 5-minute spiel here.
Yep. So basically, what happens is we're just hanging out down. No, we were out in West Glen, and our friend Nick here says that we are
Friend at the time.
Yeah, at the time, not anymore. Said that he's going home. It was about midnight. We're like, well, we could hang out for a couple more hours. We had another friend that was down there that we don't see too often, so we kind of wanted to hang out with him as well. So Nick tells us, he's like, yeah, I'll let you in. Like, just let me know. You know, give me a call. Put my phone on loud and everything. So we get back here. We pick up a pizza at Hy-Vee. Get him donuts for breakfast. What is Hy-Vee? Oh, I guess Hy-Vee's not countrywide, is it?
Yeah, dude,
What
you
is
need
it?
to be a little bit more a little bit more broad in what you say. Like nobody knows what West Glen
Okay.
is. Like you need to just do general areas. Be
Okay,
like,
West Des Moines. I don't like.
dude, be like, we went out in this place like 3 miles away from where my buddy lives.
I don't know how. I don't even know how far that is.
You just take a guess, because no.
Okay, all right, so we're 3 miles away.
Everybody's a critic.
Yeah, everybody's a critic. Anyway, moral of the story: we get food. We're gonna make a pizza for him. Like when we get back, like extra large pizza. We got donuts for the morning. We got snacks. We bought oatmeal cream pies. We got cosmic brownies.
Give
We
me
got
a cream
Gatorade. We spent
all the
probably,
breakfast essentials.
Right. I mean, breakfast of champs, dude. But we spent probably $30-$40 on food just for, him letting us in at the wee hours of the morning. And so we get back, I call him. No answer. I was like, okay, no need to worry. Last time I did this, he called about 10 minutes later. So we wait a couple minutes, no call. Call him again. Nothing. Called Miss Katie over here. Nothing. Got to their apartment, typed in their intercom that they have that helps them unlock from their room, the door. Nothing. So,
Call my name.
what?
You didn't even call my name.
Oh, I just called the room.
You had your phone on Do Not Disturb, so it doesn't matter anyway.
No.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter.
Because Nick's number isn't on there. They have the wrong number for his.
I had them switch it. They got the number correct.
But so it's 2:00 in the morning. Me and Ryan don't live in town. We know probably 3 people that live in town, and we have no place to stay. So we stopped by 3 different hotels. Well, one was actually a motel. 1 motel, 2 hotels. We called another one.
Hotel, motel.
Holiday Inn. Knock it out. So finally we got to a point. Finally we get to a point where one of our actual friends replies to us and lets us sleep at his place, and Nick pretty much just left us
You ever
for
seen
dead.
Batwing?
Knock it off. So we tried making Nick feel bad the next morning, or I guess this morning, about leaving us for dead outside, and
Nothing makes Nick feel bad.
he did feel a little bit bad.
I said I'm sorry, and that was pretty much the end of it, bro.
He
You're not
didn't
gonna make me
say
feel
he was
bad about it
sorry.
all day. It's not gonna happen. Doesn't happen.
I think that's the most most regret I've ever seen out of Nick. Him saying I'm sorry and then moving on to the next sentence.
That's the way it goes, bro.
But I don't know. It comes down to I guess we realize who our real friends are after last night.
Yeah, I guess so.
But you got a model to add you on Snapchat.
I did get a model to add me on Snapchat last night. That was pretty cool. But I
Doubt it.
It was real. I was there.
He witnessed it.
I wouldn't-
So I guess my next question is, Ryan. It's directed towards Ryan. I really don't want Cody to interrupt during this. Well, here's the thing. So, Ryan, how much money did Cody give you to, like, back up his story right now?
That was part of the negotiation. I can't disclose that.
All right, cool. That's all I need to know.
And was she a plus size model?
Yeah, like how fat was this bitch?
No, so that whole deal is real. I wouldn't believe it either unless I seen it, and I did.
Yeah, it was like legit. Like because we were like messing around, like dancing with Sterling, and she, like randomly, like kind of like wasn't like dancing with it, but like was being like the hype man from across, like a couple foot away.
She was like that chick from across the bar with her hands up, being like, "Hey, hey, hey!"
Yes, that was exactly her. Yeah, pretty much. Like she was the hype man of me and Sterling dancing, and then like of course, us.
She just lured right into you.
Yeah, she just
Of
immediately
course.
she's attached. Like
Of course.
Did
Couldn't
she
get
do
enough.
the fisherman move?
I don't know what you're referring to.
Did she cock back and
Oh,
reel
yeah.
in from across the bar?
Yeah, like it was locked done. Like she
But you didn't
Hook,
take her
line,
home.
and sinker.
hook like some would say,
Damn.
not all, not most, but some would say hook.
Go
line,
figure.
sinker. Go figure.
She's like cocked back. She hasn't even fully done the motion yet. Cody's already right in her hip, right in her hip pocket. Here I am.
But doesn't take her home.
Doesn't take her home though.
No,
Can't finish Cody. That's his name. That's his name, ladies and
It's-
gentlemen. Can't finish Cody.
It's a good thing he didn't try because he wouldn't have gotten in anyway.
Ooh.
Says, reverting to personal attacks again. Is that what's
Well,
going
Yeah,
on
it
here?
would appear that way. Yep.
Yeah, why is it always on my behalf here? Like, what is it like?
Well, we told you there's a secret unwritten rule. Like when we're all together, Nick and I don't attack each other.
You realize it's not a secret if you tell everybody, right?
Well,
You just told millions of people.
True.
Millie.
True.
we got a
laughing at?
hater in the corner, and it's kind of killing the mood, but at the same time, we're not really letting it. You know.
Just don't kill my vibe.
I mean, come on.
Yep. Haters are gonna hate.
Yeah.
There was some
Also,
acronym.
potatoes are gonna potato.
So we have also been told by our moderator that we're being boring again. So our guest speaker, Pissin' Katie, will be making an appearance here. So Pissin' Katie, what's our next subject here to talk about?
I do wanna touch on pretty much any mood that Katie's in or anything Katie's doing. You must refer to her by what she's doing or how she's acting right before her name. So
Poopin' Katie.
pooping Katie, pissing Katie, attitude Katie,
Sorry, she can't come up with a subject because she's pooping right now.
shy
so-
Katie,
So I guess we'll just have to figure something else out.
nervous
What was
Katie.
the first liquor that you got hospitalized from?
Ah, Fireball. No, while we were in High V.
Fireball.
Fireball. And when we were in High V,
Cody says, get Nick a fucking,
I about bought you those shooters. I about bought you a couple fireballs.
I was like, no, and he's like, podcast.
Fireball's fucking disgusting. Let's first off.
First off, it's not disgusting.
Well,
It's
It is disgusting.
started by me saying we needed prairie fire.
Prairie Fire from the Iowa Distilling Company in Cumming, Iowa. Is
Not a sponsor
actually
yet.
Way more. Yeah, they're not a sponsor yet. Is way more delicious than Fireball. Fireball kind of sucks, to be honest. And they put very toxic chemicals in their liquor. But yeah, Prairie Fire from
Are those
the Iowa
facts?
Distilling Company in Cumming, Iowa is way
Are those
better.
facts or opinions?
Those are facts.
Fact check him.
Yeah. We're gonna have to pull out a fact check. Katie, you should be the research person.
Okay.
We gotta get you like a. I say we. Katie, that's not real.
That's how people type in my office.
I don't know how people type mine. I always have headphones in. I don't.
Same, bro. But as soon as I pull them out, they're over there fucking punching their keyboard. It sounds like.
Just hammer fisting their
Fucking,
keyboards.
it's
I
like
think Barley should be the fact checker.
probably cute.
Barley's the fact checker.
Katie, if you want to be famous, you should probably be the fact checker. Get your hand out of there.
Where? Nick's the one that finger diddles the dog.
Finger diddles.
Finger doodles.
What's the car that you're referring to? Something stick?
What?
Fragile car
Fraggle stick car.
Fraggle stick car.
Fraggle stick car.
That's it right there.
That video is probably the dumbest video I've ever seen.
You didn't even watch
You know, it's funny that you
Listen
say
to
that,
it.
Cody, because you're probably the dumbest human I've ever seen. So
Resorting
Oh, look at this dog.
to the personal. insult.
Resorting to personal.
that is correct.
What do your friends do
That is
when things start to get
correct.
awkward? Personal attacks.
You little son of a bitch, motherfucker.
Oh man, that was like the other night on that Xbox Live party
Nope.
when
Nope. Nope. Nope.
So yeah. So yeah, we're on Xbox.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Hold on, no, I'm not about to plug these guys. So we're not on Xbox. We're either on Xbox or PlayStation. Maybe Nintendo Wii. Maybe the Nintendo Switch. Who knows? Maybe even the PSP.
Yes.
Maybe Nintendo Color, or the Game Boy Color. Who knows? We don't quite know. But we're on here. We're playing. And we're in a party chat.
Reach out, Bill
and we're
Gates.
talking. And my buddy Cody over here, sitting next to me, is asking me. He's like, Nick, should I shave my face? And I'm like, dude, no, you probably just shouldn't. And he just keeps pressing. He's like, well, why? And I was like, dude, you just shouldn't. And he's like, come on, Nick, tell me why. And I'm like, no, dude, you just no. And he's like, tell me. And I'm like, all right. And I'm like, all right, fine. So I tell him, I'm like, you look better with facial hair. And he's like, no, that's not it. I mean, this guy knows me. He's been dealing with me for over 10 years now. He's like, no, that's not it. Tell me why I look better. And I'm like, you know what? All right. Here's the thing. You got to have that facial hair to hide your fat fucking face. I mean, he's not really that
the
fat.
triple Fs.
I mean, he's just a chubby little guy. He means the best, but he's just a chubby little guy over here.
Say the same about Katie. She's just a chubby little guy.
But the best part after all that was after Nick straight up roasted him. He left the party, pouted,
Came right back.
came right back to the party like a minute later, and then tried to insult me. Like, he knew it wasn't going to work to come back at Nick, so then he tried for me. And it was pretty adorable to watch it, but
Well,
it didn't work out.
I don't know. It's not fair, I guess, when you guys like double team me all the time.
Oh, yeah, we do that a lot.
Yeah, it's that unwritten rule. We gotta add a fourth.
You like to
just so
get
I
double
can have
teamed,
something
don't
on
you? You
my
little.
back. I would say we could add Katie as the fourth, but I don't think she could. I don't think she'd fit in.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I could fucking
It-
be your fourth player on Rocket League.
it depends what attitude she's in.
Yeah, it really does depend on what attitude she has.
But napping is-
Because, like, she was roasting Cody a
That
lot
was a
today,
fun time today.
and it was fun.
I guess that's. I mean, there's a first for everything.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
even told you like we like this Katie, but next time we hang out, it'll probably be old Katie.
You feeling tired over there, Ryan? You look like you're falling asleep, bud. You trying to like, what's going on here?
no,
The first inaugural podcast, and you're over here falling asleep. Like, what's going on?
that's not what's
What's up with that?
said
Can
the
you not
first-
hang, bro?
I'm relaxed.
Yeah, relax.
You said the
That's
first
what-
inaugural
That's
podcast.
what I said. First inaugural.
Do you know what inaugural means?
Yep, first.
I-
You know what? Fuck off, Cody. How about that?
First annual podcast.
Yeah, first
Welcome
thing.
everyone to the first inaugural podcast.
You guys aren't using that word right.
Yeah, I don't care. It's our podcast.
You're
We'll call it
starting
what
the
we want.
podcast over.
Okay, we can start, we can finish, we can do whatever we want. It's our podcast.
Yep, it's our podcast, and the millions of listeners appreciate what we do. We kind of talked about it a little bit today, but Nick, you should share some of your favorite one-liners from Billy Madison.
Oh man, that movie is just.
And we
full
can go
of
back
one-liners,
and
dude.
forth on that movie, and it's
Damn.
so great.
I tell you what, if you people, and yes, I said you people, have not listened,
For the millions.
listened, or watched Billy Madison,
Are they
that movie is full of one-liners that you just. I mean, you could just listen to that movie and just. I mean, you'd be educated right there.
How PC of you to say listened or watched because of blind people out there?
So
Ignore Katie.
So I'm saying we got Katie over here saying that it was very PC of me to say listen or watch for the deaf people. But right before I said that, I said you people, and I said yeah, you people.
Yeah, and I said for the millions.
The
There are
millions.
millions of
There are
you
millions.
And
Well, I
millions.
guess deaf people wouldn't be listening to your podcast right now.
I mean, how would they navigate to it?
Deaf are they can't hear.
Billy Madison, yes. Okay.
Yeah, Billy Madison.
So
And now that we've
some of the
backtracked 5
best-
minutes.
some of the best one-liners from Billy Madison. I mean, I've seen the movie. What? It's been 15 years ago, probably, and I still quote that movie.
You watch it like whenever you don't know what to watch. Though.
I mean, it is a great movie to watch when you don't know what to watch. I mean, you're trying to fall asleep at night, Billy Madison. You're trying to jerk off, Billy Madison. You're trying to go to sleep. I already said that.
Nope.
What? You don't jerk off to Billy Madison,
I
Miss
do
Lippy?
not. No, not with a bunch of fucking
I tell
first
you what.
graders.
You know what I don't understand? You know what I don't understand is why that guy didn't get off his ass and find that fucking dog.
Yep.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never
Watch
watched
the movie, dude.
I've never
Figure it
watched
out.
the
You
full
have to.
movie. You say that's what I say. Figure it out. I don't know. Like, I'm not a big movie person.
I mean, if peeing your pants is cool.
Consider me Miles Davis. C O U are you going to the mall later?
How about today, Junior?
Oh man, that is a great one. Oh jeez.
So many one-liners.
The fact that this kid sitting next to me has not seen or cannot even
Wait.
relate.
What's the milk one?
What
You
was?
know when all the milk is sitting outside of the classroom?
Oh yeah, the janitor. No,
You know,
Yeah, I'd rather have a beer.
what was the line though? He's like,
before,
you want some of this milk? He's like, no, I think that milk's for that classroom. What did he say
He's like,
from there?
that can be our milk. We don't have to tell anybody or something like
Yeah.
that.
He's like, I'd rather have a beer.
I'd rather have a beer.
Same, bro.
Same.
I can relate.
Who knew all these years later we would be thinking the same exact thing?
It's true.
That's also coming from Nick, who had beer at like 10 a.m.
Yep.
Yeah, he
Drank
was
a beer at
drinking.
10
So
a.m.
we were
yeah.
drinking before that.
Yeah, so, I mean, I cracked open. So I got up today around 8 o'clock after I didn't let these two hooligans in. And I got a workout in, and I came up about 9:30. And I got a Bud Light Lime because, it sounded refreshing.
You might be the only person that I ever hear refer to time like backwards. Like most people would say 9:30, 10.
What did I say?
10, 9:30.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and you do that a lot.
Yeah, you
That's
do.
all right. It is what it is. Tell it is what it isn't.
It's neck and reverse.
Wait, what?
It's neck and reverse.
You need to throw out your fucking Instagram name at this point.
Yeah,
Oh.
Katie, because
We're
we're gonna
not
have.
quite there
I'm
yet.
gonna say we're gonna have too many followers if we do that.
Yeah, so I came up. I had one of those. And
In reverse, you gotta say Ryan.
my buddy little midget Cody over here wanted
Midget
the
Cody.
Bud Light Lime also.
Took him 4 hours.
And I gave him one. And we were sitting here playing video games from probably 10 to 1 o'clock, where we all played video games. The other person got ready to go get some wings, because that's what we like to do. We like to go get some wings and drink some beers.
Wings.
I like chicken numbers.
Yeah, well, you're dumb.
Yeah, you gotta remember Cody likes boneless wings.
This is also our buddy who wears a helmet around in public. So, I mean, yeah, he does. He likes boneless wings.
I do it for my safety.
Yeah, well.
Well, sometimes for others' safety.
Fair
but
enough. I mean, he's got a lightning bolt on it, number 3 on the back. It's pretty cool. And he
I-
also named himself the Intimidator.
I say,
but
I
it is-
am
it's
the
cool.
intimidator.
It's cool. Hold on, we're gonna wait for Ryan to stop yawning here. Okay.
And we're back.
And we're back.
He's literally rocking the chair to rock.
I mean, I had 3 Bud Light Limes in this time period between 10 and 1 o'clock, and Cody couldn't even finish one. So, Cody, can you tell us a little bit about that experience and why you couldn't finish one in that 4-hour period or 3-hour period?
I mean, I guess the only thing I could say about it is I was still drunk. I don't know.
I mean, so if you were on bonus time, you would think that it would go down a little bit easier, huh?
No, I don't like Bud Light Limes. I never been a big fan of them.
So why did you grab a Bud Light Lime if you don't like Bud Light Lime?
So I have this weird thing of it's not really social anxiety, but whenever you grab something, I just pretty much grab the same thing and just
You have to do anything Nick.
We talk about
No,
this all the
it's not
time.
that.
You,
Yeah.
you can't think for yourself.
No, I can. It's just easier to not. Like I can make
It's
the
just easier to not. Here we are.
See? Well, that's the thing. So whenever I try to make up my own mind and do my own thing, immediately after I make my own decision, do my own thing, Nick over here, God, you're an idiot. Well, all right. So next time I'll just do whatever, and because I don't care. I'm the most laid back person you'll meet, bro, ever.
Probably not.
I'd put a tenner on it.
Man, I don't know.
Oofta.
You're just one of those people who can't make any decisions for himself, and you want people to make decisions for you, and then you just bitch about the decision later.
No, because I don't ever bitch about it.
Yeah, you sure do.
No.
Yeah,
They bitch about the Bud Light Lime?
yeah, because you didn't drink it.
Bitchy Katie.
Sleeping Ryan.
Sleeping Ryan. So, and you guys can't see it, but Ryan was just sleeping.
No, I was not.
You were.
You guys said that about me in the truck earlier too, and I wasn't.
Yes, you word for word said, I'm just taking a little nap.
Power nap.
Hashtag power stance.
That's what we do.
Standoff 2019.
Power nap.
Are we going with...
A little background on
Are we going with Standoff 2019? Oh, was it Standoff 019?
Standoff 019.
Can you tell
Ryan?
me a little bit about Standoff 2018? Can you tell me a little bit about Standoff 2019?
Okay, first off, it's Standoff 019.
Standoff 019.
And basically what it comes down to is it comes down to me not being interested in any female affection in the year of 2019. We did this in 2018.
This guy is over here sleeping in my
Ryan's
recliner that by the way I bought it stuff, and I had to wait 30 minutes for some old lady to get out of because she was sleeping in it. I thought she was dead at the time, which by the way that brings us to our next very interesting story that
And
we've
he's
witnessed
back.
today. And he's back, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is.
Oh my god, the lady.
So Ryan, go into detail today about how you were playing blackjack and we witnessed this amazing thing that we never thought we'd
Dude,
witness.
I don't even know how to describe it other than I'm sitting at the blackjack table and I literally hear what would be the cleanest fall in the world. Like, she just hit the carpet so clean. It was like a perfect landing. And
Trust fall.
that's exactly what it was. Like, the worst sounding part of it was the sign falling over that she ran into. Otherwise, she goes down clean, immediately has two people surrounding her, then everybody else just watching. And she's like,
the lady just next to me. So there was like a family, and the lady next to me is just like, Grandma. Like, I'm only laughing at it because she ended up being okay.
yeah.
But damn, like,
She ended up walking away from it.
yeah,
They brought a wheelchair.
Go sit down. Go sit.
They might have, but she was up and walking, is what the guy next to me said. Like, she basically bounced back from her own knockout.
And Cody's like, oh, who was it? She cut her finger. They literally pricked her finger doing a blood sugar test.
That was the thing.
Yeah,
So
she
either
was like, oh, because
no, there was blood. Like the whole tip of her finger was red.
that
I could
happens because of
old.
no, when you bleed from
So when this lady fell down, you had the whole casino and all the, I mean, I don't know what you want to call them, security guards. Essentially, they're glorified security guards. They're walking around with guns. By the way, it's like, what? You're walking around with guns at the casino? They had a gun. Oh, a couple of them had tasers.
That's like required at casinos.
I worked at a casino. It is not required.
That's like
It sure
I'm
isn't.
pretty sure it's
Sure isn't.
pretty sure it's pretty close to standard.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope. Anyway, they were walking around.
I revoke
and,
my statement. I don't know enough to talk about that. So
Yeah, he doesn't. So yeah, they were walking
Personal
around and they did some tests on her, and one of the tests they did, they checked her blood sugar, just to kind of figure out what happened to her, and Cody over here is like, yeah, she fell so hard she pricked her finger and it's bleeding all over the place.
no,
Like,
okay.
yeah, bro, they're checking her blood sugar.
No, all right. So
Here
this
he is. He's borderline diabetic himself. You'd think he'd know this.
The casino. Brian had
So
to
the-
do at the casino.
Ended up exactly even, other than the, I think it was $10 I blew on the slots.
And the 350 for the fucking ATM.
Yeah.
Ryan's biggest loss was taking money out of the ATM.
My biggest loss was the ATM and my $20.
Oh, my $20 back.
Yeah, that was actually probably the most enjoyable experience I've had at a casino.
Yeah, Katie
considering.
was the biggest loser, and she lost it with about 5 minutes of playing time.
No. Yeah, probably.
Those slot machines, they get you every time. You got to be careful with them.
Not typical, though. I'm usually a very lucky person.
What I like about blackjack is that when you're falling apart, I mean, you're literally there watching it happen in front of you.
Okay, back in...
That's kind of how the slot machines are, though. Like, you win a couple times, but then like it just like you can see your money like just coming out of your pocket. Like, it's
yeah,
just
but
like,
by the
oh.
time you see it, it's too late.
Yeah.
I think I need to enter in, like, a power... Because, like, back in elementary school, I fucking won, like, school drawings. I won tickets to a Minnesota Twins baseball game. I don't know who would want to go to that, but you know.
You guys ever look back about like how in elementary school we had to sell candy bars? You guys remember this?
That was a pyramid scheme.
So we had to sell candy bars for our. So I remember when we sold them, or I mean my class anyway. So I mean Ryan was in my class, Cody was a year younger. We had to sell them for our upperclassmen's prom. It funded our upperclassmen's prom. And
I never had to do that.
Yeah, I mean Ryan, you remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, and so I don't even remember what the prize was, but they tried to lure us in to do this for a prize of like a Razor scooter. It was something just like they're like, okay, if you sell $500 worth of candy bars, you get a Razor scooter to wreck your ankles on. And
I would have done it.
Okay,
Well,
at my elementary school, we sold what's the stuff? Wrapping paper. It was always in the winter. I don't know what.
Probably for Christmas. Probably for Christmas.
Okay, yeah. But I mean, like, I don't know what we were selling it for. Like, they were just using us to get money.
yeah, we had the same
No,
thing.
but it wasn't for, like, an upper...
I mean, they probably used it. They probably used it for the same type of situation that we were in.
I would say
We were
90%.
connected to, like, there was so many elementary schools, though. And
No, yeah. So when they do stuff like that, you don't know what you're selling it for. Like, all that money goes back to the school. Like, that's what it's for. Like, that's where we had book fairs. That's where we had, like, all that other stuff. Like, but yeah, all that money just goes back to the school from what we know.
I think you guys really do need to do, like, have a video with this because I'm really missing out on some good stuff.
Yeah, we'd probably have to, like, cut it off, like, there.
Ryan
there, though.
sleeping, Nick fucking chipmunk facing.
We need you to have a laptop is what we need. Because I want Nick to be fact-checked. You've said several things tonight I want fact-checked.
Okay, tell me, I'll fact check.
Like what?
I don't remember what it was.
I am the fact checker.
I am the way.
You're the fat checker.
Duh.
Ryan's
Ryan's fucking asleep. He's over here trying to go
I'm not asleep.
Mr. fucking 305 worldwide, and he's over here falling asleep.
So we're walking through. Okay. All right. Speaking of this.
Speaking of, handle this for a bit while I take a piss. I mean, I can't carry you guys all my life.
Yeah. So speaking of, we're walking through Hy-Vee and Ryan over here. For some reason, and Katie, which now apparently is the fourth member because she just grabbed the mic, decides that out of nowhere both of them like Flo Rida and Pitbull.
Oh, yeah. So underrated. Okay, Nick.
Whoa.
You didn't need to do that.
That actually scared Ryan.
Yeah, that was
Ryan is awake.
that was super loud.
Hey, Ryan. Flo Rida and Pitbull. Underrated.
Definitely underrated. Definitely.
Let's
Overrated.
hear your favorite. Let's hear your
Pitbull's
favorite.
overrated.
Pitbull
Flo
is
Rida's underrated.
amazing.
Pitbull's overrated.
Pitbull, what's your favorite Pitbull?
Oh, I don't even know.
Probably an
without-
English Pitbull.
Mine's probably fun, maybe. It's pretty good. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't.
all of his big hits, obviously, I'm a fan of. There's a few that I've listened to that aren't on his album or not on, the mainstream radio that I like too. But
So they're very Hispanic.
yeah,
Well, I don't want to say that, but
yeah, no, I'm just more familiar with his music than I am with Flo Rida, but both very underrated. Good music.
I love what you just did. You like your hair flip, like you're the fucking queen now that you got the mic in your hand.
Who gave her a mic?
No one gave
I
it to her.
closed
She
my
fucking
eyes for
she
10
stole-
minutes and
Yeah.
and now she has a mic in her hand.
Gave her the mic. I got a flow to recite.
She had it off the whole time. I grabbed the microphone from Katie. She's got it off the whole time. It is on mute, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, the millions of ladies and gentlemen out there listening.
To the millions.
Speaking of, hey Nick, remember that other promise that you made this weekend that we would golf?
Yeah, it doesn't look like that's gonna happen, bud.
Coldy.
Coldy. I'm just getting comfortable here.
Let me.
Yep.
Slapping your toes up his ass.
He likes my toes up his ass.
That's intertwined right now.
Oh yeah, big time. Big time. Slapping the bass big time.
Slapping the bass,
Ryan,
man.
wake the fuck up, dude.
Yep.
Figure the fuck out.
Yep.
Brian, you're fucking
What's?
weird.
Have you ever seen those interviews, like the highlight tapes of like the interviews with Aubrey Plaza? Conan O'Brien one time he's like, "Yeah, thanks for coming on." She just plops down. She's like, "Yup." He's like, "That's not the proper response." He's like, she's,
That'd totally be me though. If I was in that situation, I'd probably be the same way.
"Oh yeah."
I mean, what am I supposed to say? Thank you for coming on.
"Yep."
Okay.
That would be me too.
Thanks for coming on. Okay.
That would be
Okay.
me. I'm
Thank you.
You might be the most awkward person that I've ever met.
Thanks for coming on today. Welk.
Well, what's the Instagram picture that like fits you like perfectly? You're like, it's like you said like got a new haircut or something like that, and you're like tucked behind a wall, and all you can see is like one eye poking out from behind the wall. I gotta find it. Hold on.
Well, I mean, it's not really relevant at this point.
I know.
You
I gotta
really find it.
I gotta find it though. I just gotta find it for
So
myself.
a third
guys.
of our podcast is dead, asleep, or MIA.
Oh, I forgot I
Take
uninstalled
Brian's
Instagram.
You might as well. 'Cause he's not talking, so I mean, you might as well.
I'm good.
It doesn't look like it. You're over there fucking sleeping.
I'm listening.
I mean, you're not contributing. So what's going on here?
I'm listening to what you guys are saying.
What's so important that you think you need to sleep?
Like, what are you sipping on right now?
Lean.
No, what is it actually?
Lean.
That's water. Yeah.
Grey Goose, baby.
Dude, like I can't ever like when I watch that video, I can't ever figure out like if that's like a legit video or this dude's like just messing with people.
I don't know, man.
Noises.
Well, yeah, that was a good time. Something we'll always look back at.
Cody, what's that on your neck?
Should we wrap it up, you think?
You guys can get it going. I'm gonna rock up shit here.